वो है वैष्णव ठाकुर। How many devotees have come from Prayagraj? Around? ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर ये दासे करुणा करी ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दिया पाद छाया शोधो है माया तुम्हारा चरण धरी क्षय बेगदमे क्षय दोष शोधि क्षय गुण देहो दासे क्षय क्षय सतसंग देहो है हमारे बसेछि संगेर आशे एकाकी अमर नहीं पाय बल हरि नाम संकीर्तने तुम्हें कृपा करे श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया देह कृष्ण नाम धने कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण देते पारो तुम्हारा शक्ति आछे कृष्ण आमी तो कंगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले धाई तव पाछे 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 हे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयार सागर ये दासे करुणा करी हे वैष्णव हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. He Vaishnava Thakura, Daya Rasagara, Vidase Karuna Kari. He Vaishnava Thakura. दिया पद छाया शुद्ध है अमाया तुम्हारा चरण धरी दिया जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव The meaning of this song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is, O Venerable Vaishnava, O ocean of mercy, be merciful unto your servant. Give me the shade of your lotus feet and purify me. I hold on to your lotus feet. Teach me to control my six passions, rectify my six faults, bestow upon me the six qualities, and offer unto me the six kinds of holy association. I do not find the strength to carry on alone the Sankirtan of the holy name of Hari. Please bless me by giving me just one drop of faith with which to obtain the great treasure of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna is yours. You have the power to give him to me. I am simply your servant running behind you shouting, Krishna, Krishna. Chila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। From the fruit, the bottle and bottle with water and glass which is there. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our evening discussion on the topic of anger as such. I thought of speaking on six anarthas. So we'll see whether in 5 sittings we may be able to complete little bit. Are the devotees here or some are missing? Hmm? Weekly program for new boys, first years. That's what. Hmm. Okay. I'll be lusty that time also. So I will discuss the same thing. Six anarthas only. Lust, anger, pride, greed, anger, illusion, all that. These are perennial problems. So we'll see. First, as such, calm should have been first. But I discussed in Warangal about lust to some degree. So I thought I'll speak on anger first. Srila Narottam Das Thakur Mahashay, in his Prem Bhakti Chandrika book, Shri Prem Bhakti Chandrika book, he talks about six anarthas, or mainly in that five, how to dovetail them. No, water I did not ask. I just asked for glass and bottle. But anyway, water. You have to hear the instruction. I asked only for bottle and glass, not for all that. Okay. He says that what I was telling, how to engage all the anarthas in their respective Krishna conscious way to get purified of it. So he says there, Kama Krodha Lobha Moha Mada Matsarya Dambhasaha Sthane Sthane Niyukta Kariba Ananda Kari Rudhaya Ripu Kari Parajay Anayase Govinda Bhajibo. So Kam Krodh Lobh Moha Mada Matsarya dambhasah, along with false pride, mm, pretension. Sthane sthane niyukta kariba. They have their respective place for engagement. Hmm. Ananda kari rudhaya. Then the heart will be blissful. Ripu kari parajay. I will conquer over the enemies. These six are the enemies. Anayase govinda bhajibo. And very effortlessly I will serve Lord Govinda. Then next he says, Kama Krishna Karmarpane, Krodha Bhakta Dveshijane, Lobha Sadhu Sangi Harikatha, Moha Ishtha Labha Vine, Madha Krishna Gunagane, Niyukta Karibe Yatha Tatha. So he's telling five of them how to engage in five lines. And Niyukta Karibo Jatha Tatha. I will engage them respectively. Kama Krishna Karmarpane, lust in working hard for Krishna, offering the results of one's activities to Krishna. Krodh, Bhakta Dveshi Jane, those who are envious of Krishna and his devotees, by becoming angry on them, I will conquer over Krodh. Lobha Sadhu Sange Harikatha, greed by engaging with devotees in hearing Harikatha, the discussions about the topics of the Lord. Moha Ishta Labha Vine, illusion by not getting the desired Lord. Ishta Labh, my super in precise words, he says, I will feel illusioned without achieving my worshipable Lord. We'll be discussing everything in details now, just in short. And Mother Krishna Gunagani, the pride in glorifying Krishna's qualities, Krishna's activities, like that. In Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, how many gates to hell? Three gates to hell. So he says, त्रिविधम नरकस्येदम द्वारम नाशनमात्मनः काम क्रोध तथा लोभस तस्मात् एतम त्रयम त्यजेत. Which chapter is that? 16? Okay. 16 it is not showing only. 16.21. Now it is showing. So these three are gates to hell: kama, krodha, tatha lobha, lust, anger, and greed. Tasmad etam trayat tyajet, trayam tyajet. That's why one should give them up, and they destroy oneself. So of which we'll begin with krodha. So the krodha is called as Kamanuja, the younger brother of lust. One should give them up. Yeah, how will you give them up? How will you give up your anger? Hope you don't become angry upon me now by hearing this question from me.
So why Krishna is telling about giving up? Like he in Bhagavad Gita he can told like to engage like
In Bhagavad Gita, things are in short, like condensed knowledge, and that's how the acharyas get opportunity to elaborate upon it. Every shloka, every word can be, you can speak, you can write thousands of literatures. That much is the potency of Bhagavad Gita. Anger is called as Kamanuja, the younger brother of lust. When the lust is not satisfied, then the anger arises. Krodha, kama, what is that? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangaste shupajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate. From lust comes krodha. If lust is not satisfied, it turns into krodha, anger. And if it is satisfied, it turns into greed, lobha. So both way lust is very dangerous. If satisfied or not satisfied. So have to be extremely careful. We find in the case of Bhrigu Maharshi, when he was given the task by other sages to find out among the three predominating deities of the universe, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, who is the topmost. He used this technique only of anger. So first he went to Brahmalok to his father, Brahmaji, and then Brahmaji saw his son. But Bhrigu Maharshi purposefully did not pay obeisances. It is duty of the son to pay obeisances, but he particularly purposefully did not pay obeisances. And then Brahma became angry. What kind of son? Huh? He's not following the etiquettes. So many etiquettes we taught him every morning program, but earlier he was following also. So what happened? So Brahmaji's anger not so visible, but it was visible in the eyes. Bhrigu Maharshi understood he is not the topmost. Then he went to Shivalok to meet Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva saw, oh my brother Bhrigu Maharshi. Said, oh Bhrigu, I'm so happy to see you, and he came running to embrace him. And as soon as Shiva came close, oh, don't touch me, you're so dirty. All the ashes and all, don't touch. Purposefully. Then immediately Shiva became angry. He took out his trident. What? You are speaking? I'm dirty? And he went behind to kill him. Then Parvati caught his lotus feet and said, oh, my dear husband, please. He's your brother. How can you kill him like that? So Shiva was pacified. He cooled down. But again, then Bhrigu Maharshi understood, "Mhm, not him. He's not the topmost." Then he went to Vishnu Lok. Lord Vishnu was residing, Garbhodaksha Vishnu. He was Garbhodaksha Vishnu mostly. Or Shirodaksha Vishnu, one of the two. So he was lying on the Sheshanag and Lakshmi was massaging his feet with closed eyes. Then Bhrigu Maharshi came, climbed there on Sheshanag, and with his right foot, he kicked the Lord on his chest. So Lord got up from his trance and saw Bhrigu Maharshi and immediately caught hold of his lotus foot. So, oh, my dear Bhrigu Maharshi, my heart, my chest is hard like stone, and your lotus foot is like lotus, soft. So might have got hurt. I will massage your lotus feet. So he massaged. And then Bhrigu Maharshi understood, oh, this only must be the supreme personality of Godhead. Because he is so controlled. In front of the wife, one is kicked on chest like this, or even otherwise, one would be so angry. But Lord is absolutely not angry. Rather, he is begging forgiveness and he's performing the act of massaging the feet. So Bhrigu Maharshi understood without any competition, Lord Vishnu is the supreme. He informed all the sages. So we can see that how that's how Prabhupada says that the greatness of a person has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. So most provoking situation. Just imagine now I'm giving class and somebody comes and kicks on my chest or slaps me on the face or spits on my face. So what would be the reaction? What will the reaction of OC, OC of BH University? Gun कहाँ है? Without gun, how will you shoot? And where is that OC of IIT BHU? Naman Prabhu. He is not here. Hope he is not angry on me. So we can see that we become very agitated. But one should be very cool. Dhiras tatrana muhyati. One who is in knowledge, he doesn't get disturbed. So we all want to be great people, but we don't want to pay the price. The price is very simple. Not to get agitated in any circumstance. Just cool, be cool, like that. So the examples Prabhupada gives for anger, how many examples he gives and which are they? Hanumanji. When he could not be caught by anyone, but then he wanted to see Ravan. So he allowed Meghnad to get what do you call? He got wound up by the Brahmastra. Then he was dragged in the court of Ravan, in front of Ravan. He was not even given a place. They say that. Then he extended his tail. He created a very high asan. He sat on that, and Ravan had to look up. He wanted to insult him by putting him on the ground, but Hanumanji was. So then anyway, he was sitting there, and they were all mocking at him. Just see this monkey, how his face is, how is this is that is tail is, all that. And then they decided, Ravan started speaking. about this monkey. Oh, this monkey, such a insignificant monkey. He's the one who created nuisance in Ashok one. What a nonsense. And, what does he think of himself? He was giving all ill names to Hanumanji, and Hanumanji was very peaceful. Because devotee does not conduct himself on false ego plane, he cannot be insulted. Only one who is on egoistic plane, only he can be insulted. And pure devotee is never. Hanumanji's only identity is I am Ram Das. I am not Anartha Das, Kam Das, Krodh Das, Lobh Das, Moh Das, Mada Das, Matsari Das. He is Krishna Das, Ram Das. So then Ravan, while speaking like this, he said, what is that Ram? He's an ordinary human being. I'll kill him. What does he think of himself? And I'll enjoy his wife. Then Hanumanji became very angry. Then he wanted to take revenge, wanted to teach a nice lesson to Ravan. He was wondering what to do. He was in the bound up condition, nothing was there around. Then they decided, Ravan only decided, let's kill him. Immediately Vibhishan stood up, Bhaiya, brother, we cannot do like that with the messenger of the enemy party. That is against the code of Kshatriya conduct. It will ruin your reputation. Immediately Ravan got alarmed. Oh, my reputation, very important. So then what to do? So then somebody suggested, the monkeys are very proud of their tails. Just set his tail on fire. Ravan said, very good, do it. So then they set it on fire, and Hanumanji was very happy. Here is the means how to destroy this fellow. Now I got fire on my tail only. Then he just went on touching the tail to all the building. Whole planka of gold was burned to ashes. So that's how Hanumanji showed. So Prabhupada gives his example for Krodh. When he was insulted, he was peaceful, undisturbed. But when Ram was insulted, Lord Ram, he was so disturbed, so angry. He decided to destroy Ravan or his kingdom. Then he destroyed also. Next example, raise your hand.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was angry when Nityananda was
Ah, yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself said, Trunadapi Shunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. One should be more humbler than blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, should be devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to respect everyone around. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. But he himself became very angry, not on his account, but when Nityananda was attacked by Jaga and Madai, he called for Sudarshan Chakra and was about to chop off their heads. But Nityananda pleaded, then they were forgiven. But we can see that is another another famous example is there. Arjun, yes. So Arjun also, because Draupadi was insulted in the assembly of Kurus, that attempt was made to strip her naked. So Arjun became very angry and he fought with valor in the Kurukshetra war. So we can see all these devotees show by their example how to become angry when devotees are attacked or insulted or Lord is insulted. Then one should be angry. So we must become angry in such situation. We should not avoid anger there, because if you want to get rid of anger, this is the time. This is the time you must. I remember in 1997, yeah, we had gone to means from Pune, we had gone to North India. Means now we are already in North India, but Kurukshetra and several other places. There's Karnal, Shimla, and some other places. And there was a camp for youth chanting one round from all over India. So we were chanting 16 rounds. So Rai Shampuru asked Bhakti Vinod Prabhu, is it okay? Our boys are chanting 16 rounds. He said, yeah, welcome. So then we all went. We were 11 of us and Rai Shampuru, 12 totally. So there on Nirjal Ekadashi day, it was in what is that, May, June month. And Nirjal Ekadashi day was there. In Chandigarh we were. Then it is very hot in summer and more so in Chandigarh. And somehow that day morning they arrange street Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan. So we went out, we danced like anything in the hot sun. It was very perspiring and all that. And we came in back to one basement was there, in that we were staying with Radheshampur, 11 of us. So we came and we were exhausted. We lied down like this. flat, and Aisham bro was sitting next to her. We told Aisham bro, we are completely exhausted. It's very difficult to fast. Huh? Because we dance so much and in the hot sun. He said, oh, no need to worry then. You drink water. So instruction has come. So all of us drank water because we were feeling, my God, we will not survive only till evening. Eh? So better drink water. He has told. So okay. So next day morning they had announced. So okay, now who all did complete fasting? No water. Nirjala Ekadashi, na? So few raised hand like that. Then okay, who all did with water? Then we raised hands because we had taken water. Then who all did with some falahar also? सजल सफल सफल कर दिया फल के साथ एकादशी. So then there were many. So he said, okay, they announced management. So the rule is those who fasted fully, they will sit in the front row and they'll get many items and they will get first also. And those who did with water, they will be sitting behind second row. They will get little less items and little later after serving this duty. And then third row of those who सफल कर दिया जिन्होंने already सफल था अभी कुछ जरूरत नहीं है तो फिर so they in the third and they will get less prasad means those items and later third thing. So we were okay anyway, neutral, because we had taken water, we were satisfied that way. So then it was done. They started serving out just before that. One of the saffron brahmacharis got up, said, "What nonsense is this? How can there be partiality like this?" And he started blaspheming the president only very heavily. क्या समझता हिंदी में क्या समझता है अपने आप को ये. He was taking the name. So he went on for maybe half minute, 1 minute, maybe 1.5 minutes. So Rai Shampuru got up and said, "What a rascal you are, you fool!" And so first seeing, because we are boys, we are just completed second year, I think, or something like that. So I was shocked seeing that Saffron Brahmachari speak so much ill about the president. First time in life I saw somebody speaking so openly blasphemy like that. And then I was more shocked by seeing Radheshyam Prabhu. बाप रे, अपने प्रभु को क्या हो गया इनका क्या जाता है तो इधर के प्रेसिडेंट है, हमारा क्या है उससे लेना देना. तो बट रायश्याम प्रभु ब्लास्टेड लाइक एनीथिंग. तो हम बोले तो गया. But then there we understood how when a Vaishnava is offended, one should become very angry. So Rai Shampuru showed in his own life how to follow this principle of Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Those who are envious of devotees, one should become angry upon them.
I want to ask the anger of like these two personalities. First is of Janmejay and second is of Dhruv Maharaj. Are they
That is
justified?
by the Lord's arrangement. These are Leelas of the Lord. It is said certainly that Dhruva Maharaj had what they call excessive anger. Some other word is used. Not unreasonable. Some word is used. Anybody remembers? Not exactly disproportionate anger, something like that. You understand? No? There was some fault of Yakshas, and he became so angry for the fault of one Yaksha, he killed hundreds and thousands of them. If you read the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, he says these were the Yakshas who were to be killed anyway. The Lord used Dhruva Maharaj and all that. But when now those who were to be killed, now others are innocent. They should not be. So that is the time who comes? Manu. Manu comes and says, "Oh, my dear Dhruva, why are you becoming so angry? This is not good. For the fault of one yaksha, how can you kill so many?" He gives those sermons and all that. And then Dhruva Maharaj agrees also. He stops fighting. But that is Lord's arrangement of the. And other example, Janmejay, also, I have not read commentary of Vishwanath Thakur, but Janmejay also, there will be the snakes who are to be killed. Just like Putana came in Vrindavan, so then how many people she killed? How many children? She killed hundreds of children. Because she was ordered like that. Who all the children born in next last 10 days. But they were all in Mathura that she killed. And they were the sons of the ministers who were supposed to become very demoniac and become assistants of Kamsa when they grow up. So they were all finished by her there only. And first time she landed in Vrindavan, first house was Nanda Bhavan. Right? She went to Krishna and then Krishna finished her off. So it's all arranged by the Lord. Okay. Yes.
But I think that Janmejay reason is justified na because his father Parikshit Maharaj.
Yes, but it looks like, for the fault of one snake, Takshak, why to kill all other innocent snakes like that? So it looks like that. Some lessons we definitely get from for us, but there they don't act faultily. That's how the Acharya's comment also. Just like I told Dhruva Maharaj very clearly, Janmejay also will be something like that. I give example of Putana, how she could not kill any innocent child. All the children were the minister's children only. Okay. So one should not use anger for personal sense gratification. When my sense gratification is being blocked, disturbed, or reduced by somebody, then I should not become angry. Then I must control. But for that, it is not so easy. At that time of anger, in the fit of anger, one loses control. So one should, that's why, learn to become angry on those who are envious of the Lord and devotees in other circumstances. Then use your anger. Mm. That's why morning, you must have seen last one day or something. We were discussing so much that when devotees are attacked or insulted, we must defend. But when we are offended, we should not tolerate. So this anger resides, it's a creation of Rudra. Uh, Rudra represents this anger, Rudra principle in nature. And Rudra, we know, when Brahmaji was angry upon four Kumaras, whom he created as his first children, but then when told to populate further, they said, no, 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 we will never get married and we'll never produce children. Forget about marrying, producing children. We will not grow only beyond age 5. So we will not develop sex desire only, because sex desire develops only in puberty, whatever that 11, 12 age or whatever. So we will not reach only that age. We will remain 5 years old always, always brahmachari. Brahma became very angry. What kind of nonsense children? They are not assisting me in my this phase of creation. So then, when he was angry, from between his eyebrows came one small boy crying. He was reddish bluish in color, Neela Lohita, and he was crying continuously, so he was named as Rudra. So that's how this anger is represented by Rudra. It's a combination of passion and ignorance. All the six anarthas are nothing but either passion purely or ignorance purely, or the combination of the two, passion and ignorance. So there is no goodness in any of these six. Rudra principle resides in the heart, and then it leads to the egocentric attitude in us. So when crow, and then that leads to krodha gets generated in the senses. Our anger manifests in our senses. How? It manifests in the eyes. Eyes become red hot. When Dhruva was insulted by his stepmother, Dhruva, you cannot sit there on the lap of your father. Only son born from my womb can sit. Uttam is sitting. If you wish to sit there, you have to be born from my womb. That means you, this body you have to finish. You have to commit atmahatya, suicide. When he heard it, Dhruva, he was so angry. He looked back at his mother. All eyes were red hot. So Kshatriyas become very angry. We also become, but our eyes don't become so red hot, it seems. But that is one symptom in eyes. In hands, clenched fist. When you become angry, before punching, you are preparing, warming up session. So you clench your fists. And then legs kicking. Legs start kicking. In the movies, you can see all this very nicely. But don't see movies for this. But you have past good record. So based on that, previous knowledge or previous pure ignorance. In the heart, there is heavy breathing. One hisses like a snake also. In the nature also, this Rudra principle is seen in the form of roaring dense clouds. Just I think when yesterday, day for yesterday, we had experience, isn't it? Roaring dense cloud. This is the Rudra anger principle in the nature itself. Durga's anger and all. Then fiercely blowing wind. Wind blows with very high speed. People get scared. Infuriated sea water. If you have seen how the sea water becomes very scary. Ablazed fire. Fire becomes very high. And inundated earth. These are all where we can see Rudra, anger of the material nature, Durga Devi. In nature also it is there, and in our body also we can see when we become angry. It is there in the austere sages. When we perform too many austerities, not according to Guru Parampara, we have our own whimsical austerities. And the sages all the time austere only. They hardly eat. So because of that, they also have Rudra principle. That's why you'll find some little here and there somebody mistakes, commit mistake. मैं तुम्हें शाप देता हूँ, तुम ये हो जाओ, वो हो जाओ, सांप हो जाओ, जो भी होना है. So because it is there, so we don't become angry like that. Our austerities are purifying, because we do for the pleasure of Krishna. But they have that problem. And then snakes also, they're always, you can see, what is that? Payapana bhujanganam kevalam vishavardhate. If you feed the snake milk, Payapana Bhujanganam Kevalam Vishavardhat. It increases its venom, and with more venom it will bite you. So the snakes are like that. They're always angry snakes. And then tigers also. They also represent this Rudra principle. Lions, all of them. So the calm can be purified, lust, Kama Krishna Karmarpani, by satisfying Krishna, and Krodh by punishing the demons. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says in the 16th chapter, Dambho darpa abhimanascha krodha parushame vacha. What is the next line? Ajnana, Ajnana chavidam, Partha sampadim, Prabhat. This is fourth verse, it seems. दम्भोदर्पभिमानश्च क्रोधः पारुष्यमेव च अज्ञानं चाभिजातस्य पार्थसम्पदमासुरीं. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger. Dambha, darpa, abhiman, krodha, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Prutha. So, understanding it to be a demonic nature, demonic quality, we should try to give it up. Also, the six sons of mother, they represent the six anarthas. Hmm? Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moho, Mada, Matsar. When they are killed, then only Guru can manifest in the form of Balram, and he cleanses the womb, that place where Krishna is going to appear. So when these six anarthas are killed, then the Guru's instructions become very, they are received wholeheartedly. And as long as we are infested with any one of these six anarthas, we don't take Guru's instructions very seriously. The lust blinds us. Guru is shouting at the peak of the voice, but we are going after our satisfaction of lust, or we are going by anger. So, Guru's all instructions will be very pertaining, very much acceptable when these six anarthas are no more. So, how to our acharyas have told there in the 10th canto that how to get rid of these six anarthas by being fearful of material existence. This was represented by Kamsa. Devaki was very fearful of Kamsa. Oh, my brother will come anytime and he may kill my child, this child also, because he was killing as soon as the child was born. So that way the child would get killed also. So this fear of material existence is very good. One should not feel, oh, this is very nice material world, I will enjoy here. Then our anathas will not go away. Anathas will become solidified more and more. So fear of material existence, that means Devaki being fearful of Kamsa, leads to Balram appearing the womb. Means leads to six anathas getting killed, and then Guru's instructions are very appealing. In the fully acceptable. Hmm. Till then, these anarthas, they block it, Just like we can see in the case of Bilvamangal Thakur, even when father's death has occurred and rituals are going on for final rites, He's so much blinded by lust to Chintamani. He says, hey, come on, hurry up, quick. Hey, why are you taking so much time? And that Brahman is wondering, "Arey, kya nonsense? Father is dead and I am doing rituals and he's saying, quick, kya, kahan jana kidhar hai?" He did not tell where he wants to go, but he's so desperate. फट करके जला दिया, वो भाग गया वहां से, है ना। वो बाकी का जो बच्चे वो लोग किसी और को बोल दे, तुम करो सब, मैं जा रहा हूँ, आई मीन अर्जेंसी, एंड देन ही ran behind her. So when we are blinded like that, then we don't get. That doesn't mean that we should not hear from Guru. We should hear, we should know this is it. And somehow the anarthas will attack even while hearing from Guru also, but go on. In the first verse of Nectar of Instruction only, he says, Vacho vegam manasah krodha vegam, jivha vegam udara upastha vegam, etan vegan yo vishaheta dhiraha, sarvam apimam prithvim sashishyat. Only one who has controlled the six urges of speech, Vacho vegam manasah, the urges of the mind, and Krodha. Vachovega manasa krodha, the urges of the anger, and then tongue, belly, and genitals. He is fit to make disciples all over the world. So we have to control the anger also. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Vita raga bhaya krodha manmaya mam upashritaha bhavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavam agata. In 10? Yeah, 10. And so one should be free from rag, attachment, bhay, fear, and krodha, anger. Vitaraga bhaya krodha, manmaya mam upashrita. One should take shelter of Krishna. And by that process, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, and taking shelter of Krishna, many in the past have purified themselves by dint of austerities, gyan, by dint of their knowledge. Bahavo jnana tapasa, puta, they got purified, mad bhavam agata, and they became Krishna conscious. So the anger is so blinding, just like calm is blinding, that is called kamandha. Likewise, krodh is also blinding, krodhandha. One becomes blind as to what he's doing. He doesn't understand only. Like once one husband and wife, they had a small kid of hardly 6 months old, and they had terrible fight over some family issue, something between them. So husband said, "You rascal lady," and the wife said, "What are you thinking of yourself?" And it was going back and forth. They were raising their voice and all that. And when anger becomes angry, the anger increases, then what one is doing, one cannot understand also. So then the husband picked up something there. He threw at the wife. Wife also picked up something, threw on her. So there was some kind of physical fight now. They're throwing on each other. So in the process of that, in the fit of anger, the husband picked up the child, small baby, 6 months, and threw him. And the window in the city, this without grills. So the child was thrown. They were on 11th floor. So the child came down and cut. You can understand what might have happened. And when people they saw all that bloody mess, then people all gathered around and they looked up. They understood somewhere from high that building somewhere it has fallen from where they did not know. So then they shouted loudly, "Hey, con!" It was very loud. So the sound came on that 11th floor in his ear, and when it came in his ears, then then he then he came to consciousness and what happened? And then he looked there. The bedding was there, the child was not there. And the lady also was aghast. She was, my God, our baby only he threw already. So she went crazy and he had already gone crazy. So this is what can happen. How many of you have some experience? In anger you did something which in sanity you would not have done. Hmm. Hmm? हाँ, कुछ तो क्रोध में बोल देंगे, गाली दे ही देंगे कुछ तो. The discrimination power gets covered over. Krodha andha, na, he has become blinded. Just like blind man cannot see, similarly our discrimination makes us see things as they are and how to behave, etc. So that gets covered over because of this krodha. So Mahaprabhu that's why has said Tayorotoro Rapi Sahishnuna, Taro Riva Sahishnuna. One should be as tolerant as a tree. Tree does not resist, does not retaliate. Yesterday we discussed. The personification of Krodh is Dantavakra demon. Jai Vijay, they came three lives in three lifetimes. They were representing different anathas. Kam is represented by Ravan. Krodh, Dantavakra. Lobh, Hiranyakashipu. Moha, Kumbhakarna. Illusion. 6 months. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada. Huh? No, as far as I know, this Mad, pride is Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyaksha is for low greed because he took out so much of gold from earth and all that. She lost balance, fell down in Rasatal. And this one, Matsar, envy, Shishupal. And so same Jai Vijay only as Ravan Kumbhakar, Hiranyakashipu Hiranyaksh, Ravan Kumbhakar, and then Shishupal Dantavakra. So Dantavakra, when he heard of the death of Shishupal, he became so angry. He just came out on the battlefield to kill Krishna, but he came without weapons only. Uh, so much he became angry, he forgot to carry weapons only. He's going to fight, kill Krishna, and no weapons. How will he kill Krishna? So nature of anger is like that. When Ashwatthama killed five sons of Draupadi and he escaped, Arjun was going behind. He catches him and all that. So that time Arjun becomes very angry. So it is said that he had Tamraksha. He had red hot copper eyes. And Krishna was also very angry because Draupadi is his sister only. Her sons are killed. But for Krishna, the words used are Ambuja Kshana. Ambuja Ikshana. Eyes like lotus petals. Both are angry, but Arjuna's are Tamraksha, coppery eyes, whereas Lord's are lotus petal like eyes. Yeah, these are the some things about anger. Basically, we have to become angry on those who are envious of the Lord and his devotees. Then anger will get purified. Any question?
You said like we should use our anger
Hmm.
for someone who is like for first of safeguarding our devotees, but
Hmm?
to safeguard our devotees.
Hmm.
But if two devotees are fighting,
Then he should run away from there. Because there is confusion and whom to apply anger upon. Like that. It is said that when two Vaishnavas are fighting, we should not take sides. We will get implicated in that. That's why I tell many devotees, मैं आप हिंदी में मैं आपके सुख में आपके साथ हूँ, आपके दुख में भी मैं आपके साथ हूँ, आपके झगड़ों में मैं कभी भी नहीं हूँ. माई स्टैंड इज वेरी क्लियर. आपके सुख में आप बुलाएंगे तो हम आएंगे, हम फीस्ट मनाएंगे, और आप दुखी हैं तो हम आएंगे, हम रोएंगे, कीर्तन करेंगे, लेकिन आपके फाइट्स में हम नहीं है. डोंट कॉल मी देयर. एनी अदर?
Here, the temple president were telling in Kurukshetra that then he is also devotee and he is angry on.
कुरुक्षेत्र वारफील्ड. आर दे कुरुक्षेत्र ब्रह्मचारीज?
Don't know.
Okay.
You were like your example giving na that.
That was not Kurukshetra. That is still further ahead.
Then like one can see that he is
Yeah, so president had made policies. The announced policies, I think, announced the previous day also. Just it was reminded how to sit for prasadam. But he must not have done full nirjal fasting, isn't it? Had he done, he would must have been happy ना. अरे चलो पहले हमें मिलेगा, मैक्सिमम मिलने वाला है. तो वो तीसरे कैटेगरी में हो सकता है, सफल किया होगा उन्होंने एकादशी को, तो इधर समस्या हो गया उनको, है ना. That's how he will be angry ना. He wants to enjoy on the other day, nice prasadam, first of. But then the policy is like this, so he's very disturbed. My lust is getting disturbed, so he became angry. Yes. Any other? Huh? Common?
anyone is traveling like from autos or something like that. So Pruji, if anyone one beats another devotee, any common person Pruji. So if another devotees are also engaged in that, then there can be a negative image of devotees or ISKCON devotees or Vaishnavas are fighting like that with
So
the.
we don't catch him and start physical fight. We verbally will oppose, ना सर ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप हमारे भक्तों को क्यों मार रहे हैं आप. He said, oh, because this. No, but that is not valid reason. Call police. Isn't it? We can call police. He will also get scared. My God, पुलिस को क्यों बुला रहे इतने छोटे से झगड़े के लिए. अच्छा यूपी बिहार इतना आसान नहीं है बिहार. We should use intelligence because we are not angry, so we can use our intelligence. One who is angry, he forgets how to use intelligence. Intelligence gets covered. And hey, पुलिस को बुलाओ, पुलिस को, पुलिस पुलिस पुलिस. तो वो घबरा जा रहे, पुलिस इतना जोर से क्यों चिल्ला रहे. पुलिस आ गया तो शायद मुझे पिटाई ना हो जाए. ये दोनों धोती कुर्ता में है, तो मेरा ये बोले और योगी का राज है. और उसमें तो एक सैफरन निकला तो और भी झमेला. अरे बाप रे, ये तो योगी वाले लोग हैं, अपना वियोग हो जाएगा. तो he'll be scared. So we should use intelligence, or we can take the help of people also. अरे देखिए भाई साहब ये क्या कर रहे हैं, हमारे भक्त ने इसको ऐसा कहा तो ये ऐसा कह रहे हैं. इतना ऐसा थोड़ा ही होता है. So you can take help. Especially two devotees are there, it is easier. If it's all alone and that fellow is beating, then it becomes difficult because you are trying to defend, maybe that's what will be understood. But when two are there, one is defending him, it will be acceptable. Any other?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class.
Hare Krishna.
Sometimes,
Thank you for your sweet question.
Prabhuji,
It pacifies my anger.
Prabhuji, suppose from many times we are tolerating, like,
Haribo.
and in our conditioned stage, it reaches to a level when we have to release that anger.
Jai.
So
Find out a nice devotee friend and release there. Release the movie,
so
which only video recording was going on and was not yet released in the theater.
So, like, is it fine that we go out and we run, like, in ground, like, because
ये क्या है?
or what?
You run, you'll be tired and you'll sleep. Anger subsided.
Or
ऐसे क्या?
yes, and what or what?
That I have not heard. I have heard you should count from 1 to 10. Whenever you become angry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully, in these 10 seconds or 20 seconds, your anger might have subsided. I have heard like that, but I don't know. I never counted. Isn't it, Sadan Guru? Yes, full experience. Like, हाँ प्रभु, आपने तो एक भी गिनती नहीं किया. 10 तो बहुत दूर की बात है. क्या है ना, वो उस समय मैं भूल जाता हूँ कि ये टिप्स था और ये हमने क्लास में बताया. सबको जन कल्याण हेतु हमने बताया था, लेकिन जन्म सार्थक के लिए नहीं इस्तेमाल होगा. वो भूल ही गए हम उधर. तो आप रन कर सकते, नो प्रॉब्लम. आई रन इन एडवांस ओनली, द मॉर्निंग ओनली आई रन. सो दैट डे टाइम में जो एंगर के बाद जो रनिंग होना है वो मैं पहले कर लेता हूँ. ठीक है, तो एंगर आया तो हाँ, रनिंग तो हो गया था मेरा सुबह ही. अभी कूल हो जाओ वैसे. यस, एनी अदर?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण.
Prabhuji, for Kshatriya, anger is allowed. So
आप
how
कौन
is
से राजपूत घराने से हैं?
I am
ये
Sudra.
शिवाजी महाराज महाराष्ट्र के.
So why, according to ashram, something this?
No, not ashram. Varna.
Varna, sorry.
It's Varna. No, their passion. Brahmanas are predominantly in the mode of goodness. Vaishyas, passion and ignorance, and Shudras, ignorance. So ours is which culture? Brahmanical culture. So I have to develop the mode of goodness. And for that, controlling anger is very important. In general, also it is required, but particularly for Brahmanas. Any other? All are cool.
Somebody, if
Please do
somebody,
not become angry while asking questions. And not for you, for everyone.
if somebody is becoming angry on me, then how I can like
Should
create
thank
them?
him. Thank you, Prabhu. Greatness of a person has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. You have to know this is the test, and I have to pass the test. So you should accept it. You should know that this is boomeranging. My own karma is coming back. Tatyanukampam sushami. Knowledge can help. Prabhupada, I gave example in the morning. Somebody became very angry. The disciples ready to fight Prabhupada, stopped them. After he went, Prabhupada was asked, why didn't you allow us to beat him? Prabhupada said, no, in previous life I might have troubled him. Now I'm getting reaction. No need to worry. The knowledge could help. And apart from that, proactive behavior in becoming angry on those who are envious of devotees and the Lord. So that way your anger will be purified. So in this case, you will not become angry when you are insulted also. It is practice. By the sadhan bhakti means devotional service in practice. Sadhan bhakti. So we are practicing. We may fail at times. This time when somebody insults me, I may become angry. And afterwards I may lament, oh, how did I become angry? I should not have become angry. At least I should not have become that much angry. It was excessive anger. Okay, next time I'll be extra careful. Meanwhile, we should chant also. Chanting very nicely will help us. Just like Haridas Thakur, so much beaten up, but he never become angry on anyone because he was chanting very nicely. Had anyone else been there, he would have been very angry. Fine.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, you told by being fearful of material existence, one can give up the anger.
Hmm.
So it is also said that Lord gives fearlessness to those like who
But
say,
the
"I am
fear
not."
of material
How can we
energy is
understand?
always there. Healthy fear it is. One knows the power of Maya. Mama Maya Duratteya. So our acharyas have also have prayed so many places in their prayers, in their Vaishnava songs. Hmm. That, oh Lord, please protect me and all that. They are fearless undoubtedly in preaching and all that opposition they don't fear. But they are fearful of the anarthas attacking and all that. That is very much there. His name Gopinath Mama Nivedana Shuno Vishai Durjana Sada Kamerata Kichu nahi mor guna Gopinath Kichu nahi mor guna. And he says so many places, I cannot control my senses and all that. So devotees are that way having healthy fear. But in preaching and all, that fear is not there. That somebody will oppose and what if I'm beaten up? Somebody throws stone at me. That fear is not there. They are fearless, like lion on chase and lamb at home. So in devotee association also we are fearful. Oh, let me not commit offenses to devotees. We're praying to Krishna. Oh, Gopal, please. Huh? So lamb at home. So we are fearful of committing offense to any Vaishnava. So that's how we are like lamb, humble. And apart from that, we keep praying also to deities, please, oh Lord. I may go wild. My senses are uncontrolled. Mind goes crazy. Please help me. Let me not become angry on devotees. Let me be servant of devotees. Like that. So that healthy fear is there. But in preaching, as I said, like Nityam Prabhu Haridas Thakur, going again back to Jagai and Madai. Just imagine you were somebody chased after you when you went to preaching to their room. Will you go to their room next time? You will avoid it by all means. Maybe the whole floor will avoid. नहीं इधर dangerous है. उसके रूम के पास भी नहीं गया और किसी और रूम में गया और वो ही होगा तो उधर अपने फ्रेंड के साथ बैठा होगा तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा है कि नहीं. But that fearlessness is there with devotee. But of material energy, we are always fearful. We should be healthy fear. Yes. Any other? Time is there. I was thinking whether to discuss the next. Or should we end? Everybody is ecstatic to end or what? Discuss. Okay. I'm only seeing where is it gone? Because it should end also, no? Before 7:30. अरे प्रभु जी को हमने चांस क्या दिया हो तो ओवर टाइम चले गए. You will only become angry. And when you will ask, अरे प्रभु भूल गए क्या? ये क्वालिटी के पहले हमने कौन सा क्वालिटी से क्रोध? अरे हाँ प्रभु वो क्या है ना, सभी वैष्णवों के ऊपर आप इतना बड़ा जुल्म कर रहे थे तो मैंने सोचा कि क्रोध भक्त द्वेषी जन है, आपके ऊपर क्रोधित होकर ही हम वो हमारे क्रोध को शुद्ध कर सकते हैं, तो इसलिए मैं थोड़ा क्रोधित हो गया. आपको बुरा लगा तो माफ कीजिए, अगले टाइम ध्यान रखिए. वॉच उधर ही है, थोड़ा देखते भी रहिए, इतना भी मस्त मत होइए बोलते बोलते. I am not getting that quality. Which one? I was thinking of lust. Lust has disappeared, I think. Not from my heart, from my notes. From heart, it will not disappear so easily. Okay, मिल गया, काम मिल गया. काम ही काम में आया. Okay, so it is the first gate to hell. Kama, Krodha, Tatha, Lobhas. So it is said that just like Garuda is outright enemy of snakes, Nirvisheshvad, impersonalism, is outright enemy of bhakti, and likewise lust is the outright enemy of a conditioned soul. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kamesha Krodhesha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidhenam Iha Vairinam. It is lust only, Arjun, born of the mode of passion, which later transforms into wrath, which is the all devouring sinful enemy of all the people in this world. Mahashano, devouring. Mahashano is Mahapapma, most sinful, and Mahashano is all devouring, sinful enemy of all living entities. So we know the story of Akbar and Birbal. The same discussion was going on, and Akbar said, "Oh, as I understand, as the age grows, one becomes old, then lust will not be remaining. Lust will go away." Then Birbal said, "No, Jahapana, that is not true. The lust doesn't go away; it remains." Sorry, what Akbar, Birbal, you are saying? How can that old person be lusty? He said, "Give me time, I'll prove to you sometime." Then after a few days, there was one old man in one place. He was lying on his cot outside the house. He was 80 plus years old, completely old and about to die also. That is the time Birbal sent message to Akbar that Jahapana, please come to such and such place. And one thing, as you are coming behind you, some distance back, there should be your young daughter coming with nicely decorated ankle bells, etc. And whole plan was told what to do, what she will do also. So then, after some time, when Birbal was coming closer to where that man was lying, immediately Birbal said, Akbar was coming. So Birbal said, "Hey, just see, to meet you, Jahapana is coming." Yeah, that man almost dead. He did not hear as if. So then Akbar came very close. As he was coming close, the daughter was coming, walking behind some distance, and she was wearing nice ankle bells and jewelry. So then sound started coming out. Tan chan 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 chan. इसकी सब घंटियां बजने लगी. टन 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 टन. So he adjusted the antennas where the sound is coming from. Then he understood from this direction. So he raised his neck. He's lying, he cannot get up, he's about to die. So he raised his head and was looking at the girl coming. And Akbar was little ahead only. Then Akbar came very close and stood there next to him. He is not looking only at Akbar, as if Akbar doesn't exist in the creation. And he was looking at the girl. Girl was not to come here. So she was passing on the road. So he was like lying only on the way till that was the maximum angle he could give to his neck. First time in life. After that maximum angle, the further angle was not possible by the laws of nature. So then again, again he was exhausted. So then Akbar was watching, what nonsense, this fellow, I am coming here, he's not looking at me, not even once he looked at me. And towards my young daughter, he's looking all the way till she disappeared that side. So Birbal looked at Akbar. So hence proved, you saw na yourself. Then Akbar understood, yes, true. So the lust will not go away just like that. And it develops by through attachment. Dhyayato Vishan Pumsa. When one contemplates on the sense objects, one develops attachment. And from attachment comes lust. So that attachment is general. When we are contemplating on so many material desires we have, and we look at the sense object, respect in respect to our material desire. So we look, so we become lust, we become attached here, attached. Or in general, let's say to opposite sex, in general attraction to all the members of opposite sex. But in that one person, when it gets concentrated, that is called as lust. Hmm? Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangaste Shupajayate. It develops attachment from contemplating on the same. So in general attraction to all the members of opposite sex. But when it is focused on one person, that is called as lust. And that is very dangerous. Then so many things happen from that. We see the case of Ajamil, a poor fellow, simple Brahmin, pure also, poor and pure. But then when he came across that dirty scene of a low class man, Shudra, embracing a prostitute, they were, their clothes were loose, they were drunken, eyes were rolling, turmeric was spread all over body. It was very lusty, sensuous scene. He got completely agitated, and next around 68 years were spoiled. Till the age of 88, he was with that prostitute, producing children after children for her sake, doing so many nonsensical activities. So by satisfaction, the lust will not be satisfied. By going for satisfying the lust, lust will not be satisfied. In Bhagavatam it is said, Najatu kama kamanam shamme na upabhogati havisha krishna vartmeva bhuya eva abhivardhate. That the lusty person's lust, kamanam, kam, Najatu kama kamanam, of lusty person's lust, shamena upabhogati, by upabhog, by enjoying, shamena, satisfaction, uh, pacification, no, does not happen. By satisfying lust, one's lust will not be purified or will not go away. He gives example, Havisha Krishna Vartmeva, just like in the Yagic fire, if you put some Havishan, clarified butter or something, then Bhuya Eva Abhivardate, the fire increases all the more. Fire doesn't get extinguished. So likewise, the lust cannot be satisfied just by fulfilling it. And the lust is also because of Purvakalin Sanskar. In previous life, we might have had so many lusty affairs. At least sex was definite because ahar nidra bhai maitun, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. So in every species we have gone through sex life. When we were given saffron, I believe, so it was told there by one of the senior devotees that, in every life one had exposure to sex life. So that's why attraction to sex life is natural. But despite that, in human form, if somebody desires to dedicate his life for the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in by taking saffron, so that is glorious. And still there will be some lust attacking to such a saffron brahmacharya also, because this is what we are used to in every lifetime. Very rarely we might have been brahmacharya, like small puppy got met with accident, so poor fellow never had sex before that on. So he was a brahmachari puppy. But not that he wanted to be brahmachari. After he grew up, he would have had sex, but then poor fellow died beforehand only. So every life we have had sex. So no wonder if you have that sexual agitation and attraction. It is because of Purvakalin Sanskar, and that leads to Kama Vasana. And this sexual agitation is like itching of hand. Hmm? And then if we think, oh, really itching, so we aberrate like this by satisfying this lust. It won't. It won't satisfy. Yanmaithunadi grahamedi sukham hitucham kandu yanena karayor iva dukkha dukkham तृप्यन्ति नेह कृपणा बहु दुःख भाजम् Kanduti manasijam vishaheta dhiraha. So manasijam, it is only from the mind it is produced. In a sense, that happiness in sex life, what it is, it's basically mental only. That's why we can see sometimes men and women without coming together from their body only through masturbation and others, they derive some pleasure through that sex act in which the opposite sex member is not there at all. One is doing with his body only, meddling with the genitals. So why? Because it is manasijam. It that sex pleasure is in the mind that one produces it, and one when one feels very soothing kind of feeling, but it is manasijam, and it is like itching of the hands and doesn't satisfy one at all. It increases all the more. Like one so-called sadhu in Pune, he said once, even if I am with naked women for whole night, there won't be any trouble for me. So foolish disciples thought, oh, let us prove the glories of our spiritual master, how glorious he is. So really they arranged for him one night to be surrounded with so many women, and they closed the door from outside. So whole night he was naked with those women. Next morning he opened the door, came out and said, from sex to samadhi, sex to trance, sambhog se samadhi tak. And the new sect of religion began, and that is in Pune base. I think then afterwards he died. So when Prabhupada was in Mumbai, one of the Matajis met Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, my husband is going for illicit sex in that organization, like that. And that sadhu there, he recommends sex. So itna sex karo, that you will be fed up and you will go for trance. Samadhi ke liye jaoge. Itna sex karo. Like that. So they have unrestricted sex, and my husband is going for illicit sex with some women there. Prabhupada, I'm very much fed up with him. Prabhupada said, don't worry, I'll personally go to Pune and kick out that fellow. Like that. So Prabhupada personally, means in the form of holy name, Prabhupada's organization, ISKCON devotees went. And when devotees were doing loud Sankirtan in the month of January, I think, in Pune Yatra time, and exactly that time that fellow fell down dead. So Prabhupada personally went there to Pune in the form of his devotees and holy name, and killed him also. So that is the way. Sambhog Samadhi doesn't work. Rather, it aggravates the desire all the more. So one should not try to satisfy it. If at all one is allowed to marry and have sex, that is licit sex, that means sex for procreation, as we were discussing in the morning, for having children. So that is okay. That Krishna says, I am that sex only. What he says? Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. That sex which is not contrary to religious principles, I am that sex. So that is fine. But illicit sex one should not go for. Or for that matter, like all of us as brahmacharis, we should not go for any kind of sexual satisfaction. We find so many cases in the scriptures in the bygone times also. Brahma himself, after producing his daughter, he ran behind her. He was attracted to her. So it is shown through such great personalities also, that how sex is blinding. Shiva also, such a dhira purusha. But when Lord appeared in the form of Mohini Devi, he was so much attracted. He ran and purposefully ran through. Lord ran through the forest where the sages were sitting meditating on Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Such deep absorption. And suddenly so much noise. What is that? Oh, our master. Sorry, the Mohini Murti. Hey, my God, naked lady. So much. They close their eyes. And after some time, some another running. They open. Hey, master is running behind this lady. And they're wondering, should we continue? Oh, Shiva is having some another meditation. Are we supposed to meditate on Lord Shiva, who is meditating on that naked girl and running behind her also? So they're confused. Whether the meditation they should run behind Shiva, or what exactly? Dashrati, we know, the disciple of Ramanujacharya. When the whole process of Ranganath was going, he did not see Lord Ranganath at all. He was only looking at her beautiful fish-like eyes, and he was holding umbrella over her head so that she is not scorched by the sun rays, and he was fanning also. All seva for her, chamar seva, Chhatri Seva, all Sevas were going on. But then, by the mercy of Ramanacharya, he was delivered. But we can see how sex can be blinding. Bilomanga Thakur is the best example. I said that already. So then he was crazy to meet her, Chintamani. That night it was so much heavy rains. The river was overflooded. He went, there were no boatmen, and wondering how to cross. So then he found something in the river floating. Then he just caught it and somehow swam, went to the other side of the bank, released that thing, and after releasing, then he understood it is a dead body. My God, holding on to dead body across the river. I thought, okay, hell with it. I have to go and meet her. He ran through the forest. It was all thorny bushes and all. They gave scratches. Blood was coming. He reached to Chintamani's house and he banged the door. Chintamani, open the door, Chintamani. But nobody is opening the door. Then he understood she is up on the first floor. Then he was wondering how to go there. She's not able to hear my sound, not opening the door. Then he saw something there. He climbed, holding on to that, he climbed on the first floor, jumped through the window inside, and I released that thing. Then he saw that was a snake. And he was wondering, स्नेक को पकड़ के कोई ऐसे ऊपर चढ़ता है क्या? डस दिया था. And like that, and then when he jumped, completely drenched in water and clothes torn and body also bruises, blood coming. Seeing him in that condition, Chintamani said, "Arey Bilo Mangal, how much you are madly attracted to my skin. If only you had a similar attraction to the Lord, by now you would have perfected your life." Yes, my God, what have I done? This is my spiritual master Somgiri speaking through Chintamani. Hell with all this thing. I'm giving up everything. I'll go to Vrindavan. So then he left for Vrindavan. But again on the way, another Brahmani. He saw a very beautiful Brahmani. So he was attracted. Oh, I want to enjoy her. So she was going with her water, going back home. So he started going after her. And she was looking, Arey, this fellow is coming behind me. Where is he coming? Then she started walking fast. He also started walking fast. She started running. He also ran. She entered in the house. He also entered in the house. But she went to her husband and said, some strange man I never saw before. He's behind me. Please protect. So the husband went and said, Sir, so what? How can I serve you? He said, I want to be alone with your wife. Please arrange for that. Prabhupada tells this story in a very amazing way, you know. So I want to kiss your wife and embrace your wife. You know, and then the husband goes to wife and says, okay, you please be alone with him in the room. She said, what for? He wants to kiss you and he wants to embrace you. Please arrange. The Prabhupada is very, my God, if you hear from Prabhupada, like, you'll be shocked. अरे वो तो बोला नहीं था वैसे, Prabhupada ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हैं? लेकिन उसका वही तो intention था ना. But then afterwards he understood what a blinding thing. Then he asked that lady when alone, oh my dear lady, mother, could you please give me the hairpin? And she was wondering, अरे अकेले में hairpin मांग रहे? So no problem, take it. And then he blinded his eyes. Streams of blood poured out. She screamed loudly and husband came running. What happened? And when he saw, he said, Sir, what have you done? He said, these eyes are my enemies. And again I got cheated. I got attracted to a woman. So now na rahega baas, na bajegi बांसुरी. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम सब भी अपने आंखें फोड़ दें. Otherwise, ISKCON will be worldwide organization of blind men and women also. International Society of Blind Men and blind women. सब भक्त आ रहे, प्रभु वो करताल किधर है? करताल वो मंगल आरती आधा हो गया, करताल ही नहीं मिल रहा है. और जो भी और पुजारी भक्त की पूजा कर रहा है, उसको भगवान किधर है पता ही नहीं. अरे बोले प्रभु जी इतना आग मत जलाओ. अरे इधर भगवान थे ना. नहीं मैं हूँ प्रभु. अरे अच्छा सॉरी, वो घी लैम्प से आपको ही आरती कर दी. हाँ वही प्रभु, थोड़ा दूर लेके जाओ, जल रहा है मेरा शरीर. भगवान का वो टॉलरेंस है, मेरा नहीं. लाइक दैट सब गड़बड़ हो जाएगा ISKCON में. So we should not follow exactly in that, but basically we should know our eyes are also enemies. That's why we should see the beautiful forms of their lordships. That's why every day they dress themselves with such nice colorful dresses and ornaments, decorations to attract our attention. Otherwise our eyes will go somewhere else. So eyes should be chaste to always look at the beautiful forms of their lordships. So this sex craving is like itching, itching, and also poison ivy. How many of you know poison ivy? In the villages, we'll see. It looks like tamarind, but it has hair-like structure. Tamarind, dry tamarind, brown color, but it has a hard surface. This one is soft, like a fruit, like tamarind only, and it has some small hair. So you have to just take it and throw on someone. Finished. Wherever it touches, it will be itching so much, and he'll scratch and all that. And that same hand he touches here, anywhere he touches, it will be all trouble. So only two ways for this, and he cannot stop scratching. He will scratch whole body, skin, blood, everything. So he has to be caught by some powerful people, maybe mother, father, somebody, the child or whosoever that person affected. They catch him very tightly and take him to doctor, and doctor will apply some ointment. After some time, it will subside. So similarly, sex life also, sex desire has to be tolerated. And simultaneously the ointment of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. When the prostitute came, we find Haridas Thakur doing nothing else but saying, my chanting left. I will chant my rounds. You can, after finishing, completing chanting. That's how we should never think my chanting is over. Otherwise, prostitute will come. Our mind will send always somebody or the other. Also, sexual satisfaction is like camel eating upon thorns. In because in the desert areas, camel only is the best animal because he can remain without water for a long time. There, by nature there is arrangement in his body, and but in because of lack of water, only thorny bushes grow there. This fellow eats them with his mouth, and as he's chewing upon those thorny bushes, the thorns cut palate, tongue, etc. So it bleeds, and the blood is there along with the thorns, and he's chewing upon it, and he's saying, "Oh, it is so succulent, so nice, so tasty." But he's sucking his own blood. So similarly, in sexual satisfaction, one is just releasing blood. One drop of semen is equivalent to 64 drops of blood. And in the sexual activity, how many drops of semen are released? So one has a colossal loss. That's why after sex, one feels physically very weak, mentally very down, and intelligence is not working, completely torn apart. There is no strength for further sex immediately because so much energy is gone, lost from the body. So one should not release semen unnecessarily, only for procreation for grahasthas. So sex should not be allowed to drain out from the genital in the downward direction. So when sex power is controlled, then the semen flows upwards through the body, and it goes to the brain. It nourishes the fine tissues and makes one very intelligent. Hmm. So that's why semen is very powerful. Dhanvantari says, Maranat Bindu Patanat. Bindu is semen. When the semen is released, one approaches death. Because so much power in the body, one is releasing. One should not release it unnecessarily, only for procreating Krishna conscious children, for grahasthas. This passion, this lust is purely in the mode of passion. Kamayesha, Krodayesha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. It is produced from the mode of passion. And when we take to Krishna consciousness, also the thought of sex may come because of our earlier previous lifetimes. As I said, in every lifetime we have had sex, and in this life also we might have had exposure to Bollywood movies, posters, maybe sometimes in life also. You might have seen somebody kissing, embracing, and some further activities like that. So those thoughts may come while practicing Krishna consciousness, maybe years later also. So one should just resist those thoughts. In a sense, don't work upon them. Our Yamunacharya gives nice example. Yadavadi mama cheta Krishna padara vinde navanavarasadhamni udyutam rantumasit tadavadi vatanari sangame smaryamane bhavati mukha vikara shushtu nishtivanam cha. He says, ever since I'm engaged in the Krishna consciousness activities, every moment I'm relishing newer and newer mellows. But sometimes while practicing Krishna consciousness, if the thought of sex enters, tadavadi bata nari sangame smaryamani, thought of sex with woman comes in my mind, bhavati mukha vikar, my lips curl in distress. And shushtu nishtivanam, I spit at the very thought of sex. Because he was king, Yamunacharya, at the age 12 or so, when he had a fierce debate with Kola Tunga king and the debater, and he defeated, smashed him. As per the earlier condition, he got half the kingdom of the king. So he became himself the king. Then he had so many wives, so much of sense gratification, sex life. So much sex. Then when he became Yamunacharya, the spiritual master of Ramanujacharya, by that time he was not having Ramanujacharya as a disciple, but so he became a great acharya. So he says sometimes the thought of sex comes because of earlier so much of exposure. Then my lips test in curl in distress, and I spit at the very thought. So we should be able to also spit at the thought of sex, but for that we need higher test. Without higher test, how like if you are starving on, you are fasting on Pando Nirjal Ekadashi day, and next day morning you get some bowl full of khichdi. So much attached you are, my heart. This khichdi is my saving grace. And somebody says, Prabhu, could you give me the bowl? Arey, nahi, pagal ho gaye kya? Arey, how will I survive? Already dying like anything. Whole night I was dreaming about khichdi only. ऐसा लग रहा था कि मैं खिचड़ी खा रहा हूँ पूरी रात भर. सुबह उठने का पता चला नहीं, पेट तो खाली ही है. तो अभी तो खिचड़ी को छोड़ूंगा नहीं. बट इफ समबडी एल्स कम्स विथ वेरी नाइस थाली with rice, dal, sabji, chapati, puri, pakoda, halwa, suji, sabji, something. So, Prabhu, could you have exchange offer? हाँ, ले लो, ले लो. So we need higher test. Without higher test, we cannot conquer our sex desire. And who personifies lust? Ravan, so lusty. In fact, his head's also like that only. That's why when Lord Ram would chop off one head with the arrow, immediately the head would emerge out again. And Lord Ram was wondering, Arey, what is this? That is how the lust is. You may think you have conquered over lust, but after some months, again it will come up. अरे ये कहाँ से आ गया? मुझे लगा मैं तो सबसे प्योर ब्रह्मचारी हूँ, और तुम्हारे ब्रह्मचारियों में हमसे शुद्ध और कौन? हम ही सबसे शुद्ध. तो कृष्ण will smash. This lust will attack again and again. You cannot escape. So in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Shaknoti haiva yas sodum prak sharira vimokshanat. You can see that. Which chapter is that? Sixth? No, fifth. 5.23. शक्नोति हैव यः सोढुं प्राक्शरीर विमोक्षणात् कामक्रोधोद्भवं वेगं स युक्तः स सुखी नरः. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire, that is lust and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world. So for whole life we have to tolerate in one sense. Shaknoti haiva yah shodum praksharira vimokshanat. So then he also said, Dukheshu anudigmana, Sukheshu vigata spruha. Vitaraga bhayakroda, Siddhathir muniruchyate. So one should not be disturbed in Dukha, Anudvignamana. Sukheshu vigata spruha. One should not in seek Sukha also. One has to conduct himself very with dignity, like that. So lust is big problem anyway. So upay now, okay, that is the end point of this. Solutions for overcoming lust. So he says, Kama Krishna Karmarpani, work very hard for Krishna. In Prabhupada times, every day after morning program is over, 9 o'clock, they would take prasad. Then almost by 10 o'clock, they are out on the street for Harinam Sankirtan. And from 10 to 5 around, 7 hours or so, dancing Kirtan. How many of us do that? And dancing Kirtan, afterwards they introduce book distribution also, but mainly dancing Kirtan for 7 hours, and then coming back to temple, taking bath, taking prasad, dinner prasad, then Gaur Aarti, 7 o'clock, then Bhagavad Gita class, and then night while drinking milk, half an hour, hearing Krishna book reading, and sleeping. How Krishna conscious they were. They were working hard for Krishna. Morning program, evening program, and daytime street Sankirtan. 24/7 more or less devotees were Krishna conscious. I find that that is not the case now. Brahmachari life, morning program, sometimes that also we are not attending fully. And in evening program, many times brahmacharis are not there in Gaurati, Nasimati, Tulsiati. Bhagavata class is only not there in ISKCON temple. And daytime, 7 hours of street Sankirtan is not there for brahmacharis. They do some 4-5 hours of services. Many times not even physical services, just sitting, laptop, something calling here, calling there. So it may become difficult to control lust. because we are not fully engaging. That is the number one principle. Second is bhaktimay seva, that same loving devotional service to Krishna, then lust will be purified. We can pray to Krishna in the form of Madan Mohan. Madan is sex god and Krishna is the attractor of sex god. Kandarpa koti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindam adipurusham tama aham bhajami. So Madan Mohan, Kandarpa, that is sex god, Krishna attracts him. In Vrindavan, near our Krishna Balram temple, ISKCON temple, there is a place called a Madan Ter. That's where this sex god Madan came in order to shoot the arrows. He has 5 arrows in his quiver and he has bow made up of flowers. Phula shara jojak kama विभावरी शेष आलोक प्रवेश निद्रा छाड़ी उठ जीवा बोलो हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हयग्रीवा. So Pulashara Jojaka Kama. So he has these flowery arrows and bow. So he came to shoot Krishna with lusty desires. So when you want to shoot on someone, you have to aim at him. ऐसे नहीं you cannot close your eyes and not only just open eyes but to at him. So he aimed at Krishna, but then he looked at moon-like face of Krishna, so beautiful. By seeing his beauty, Kandharva was conquered. So, and then he collapsed on the ground, unconscious. So that is Madan Ter. Madan हो गए जहाँ ढेर. तो Madan Ter है. So we should pray to Krishna in the form of Madan Mohan to help us control our wicked mind. Mind is very wicked. Suddenly the thought of sex will come from nowhere. Certainly previous impressions are there. Also in the daytime we should not contemplate on the opposite sex. Watch, what are that posters directly, girls going around here and there, and then porn movies or what do you call, so many things, movies, anywhere where the opposite sex is seen. So we should not contemplate there, we should not. So that's why we should be very busy. We should avoid going to such places only, but also we cannot avoid in one sense. So we should be Krishna conscious, we should distribute books, do street sankirtan, so that we don't get carried away by the beauty of the opposite sex. Then it will be peaceful. Otherwise, if we contemplate dhyato vishayan pumsa, it is very troublesome. So because of that wrong contemplation, the semen in the body, which is in the kind of, it is like subtle, it becomes grosser. The semen will go in the pocket. In pocket means not this pocket, in the body. And when it comes, it becomes like that, grosser and grosser. One point of time, it will expel out of the body. And one may wonder, Are, I say, how did I lose semen? Because of the wrong contemplation. So that subtle form of semen in the body spread all over, it will become gross. So it is very bad contemplation. So one should be very Krishna conscious and one should be always engaged in Krishna conscious activities with devotees, preferably in this kind of setting. But also we cannot be escapist in that sense. So we'll have to go out, but healthy fear should also be there. Srila Prabhupada said, by training, one can forget sex life. So training is required. That's why we train brahmacharis. Tapasa brahmacharyena shamena chadamena. So by training, all of us need training. Then chanting is the topmost remedy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Haridas Thakur also showed that. Iha haite sarva siddhi hoi be sambar. Just by chanting Hare Krishna, Iha haite sarva siddhi, all perfection will be reached by everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any brahmachari who chants very purely and attentively, he will not be troubled by sex life, sex desire so much. The earlier sex impression, everything will be evaporated. So all the crux lies in chanting attentively. We can hear the stories of Yayati, Pururava, Saubhari Muni. Just by hearing these stories, we'll reach that same conclusion. Oh, sex life is very entangling. Because all of them got entangled in sex life in some way or the other. Like Saubhari Muni married 50 daughters of King Mandhata. Purrava, Yayati, all that. So hearing their stories is helpful. Also hearing Lord Krishna's pastimes with the gopis. Vikriditam Vrajavadu Viridam cha Vishnu Shraddhanvito Anushrunayad Athavarnayedya Bhaktim Param Bhagavati Pratilabhya Kamam Rudrogamashu Apahinoti Achirena Dhiraha. This is last verse of Rastila, 5 chapters. Vikriditam Vrajavadhu cha Vishnu. If one hears the pastimes of Krishna with Vrajavadhus, gopis, but particularly he uses the word Vishnu to make us understand this Krishna is not some ordinary young boy. He is the source of Vishnu also. So Vishnu, oh, one becomes very sober. As for Krishna, oh, that debauchee, going with all the girls. So that's why he's particularly using this word. Shraddhanvito anushranayad athavarnayad yah. If one hears with faith and narrates with faith, Bhaktim Param Bhagavati Pratilabhya Kamam. He achieves supreme devotion to the Lord. Bhaktim Param Bhagavati Pratilabhya Kamam. And lust, what happens? Rudrogam Ashu. This is disease of the heart. Rudrogam Ashu. Very quickly, Apahinoti is purified. Lust is removed. Achirena Dhira. Very soon one becomes completely sober. So hearing Krishna's pastimes with the gopis in parampara from bona fide devotees will help us to get rid of our lust. Hmm. From
Ras-
devotees. From devotees.
Like Prabhupada is also devotee, like we should not read and all those things.
No, if you are while reading, if you're feeling agitation, then you may have to skip. But otherwise, hearing from devotees like assembly like this, on Sharad Purnima day we hear Ras Leela maybe, and some other times from pure devotees. They will describe in pure way like that. The description as it is sometimes may be little troublesome because of our earlier lust, earlier sensuous exposure. Otherwise, that first time is very pure. Whole thing is very purifying. Shravan and Manan leads to realization. So we should hear and we should contemplate on these philosophical points that will lead to that kind of realization. Like a beautiful girl comes in front of me, but if I see, oh, she is like grapes, fresh grapes, tomorrow turns into raisins. In the car, you find what is hanging? Imitation grapes, plastic grapes. Have you seen raisins hanging there? Raisins are not beautiful, but they are grapes only, na? Grapes you dry up in the sunlight, what happens? Raisins. So raisins nobody is attracted. Okay. All like, but grapes are like tight. They look and nice, fresh. So like that, a beautiful girl in her youthful days may look very beautiful. One should, as I said, not just look at the sense objects. One should see through the sense objects. तो जस्ट सी हर इन 2099. माय गॉड, ये 20 साल की लड़की तब होगी 95 ईयर्स की. आता मेरी आंखें पहले देख ही नहीं पाएगी उसको. तो मैं तो पहले गुजर चुका होगा. और जिंदा रहा तो आंखों में दिख नहीं रहा होगा. अब दिखा भी तो क्या, देखने लायक कुछ है ही नहीं उधर. So one should see through the sense objects, not see the sense objects. But that is possible only by jnana, by knowledge that we get from spiritual master. Tad viddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. And also this girl or the member of opposite sex without smooth skin, how did she look like? Sometimes you see in the on internet and all, you'll find photos. It's whatever, just a muscular body, isn't it? No skin there. Huh? How will you? If a girl's body is shown only muscular, huh? Skeleton, nahi. Muscles are there. Skeleton, how you understand whether male body, female body? The muscular body, but there is no skin there. So would anyone be attracted to that? So that is Brahmaji's packaging department. अंदर क्या है? Stool, urine, pus, bile, air, isn't it? In woman's body, what is there? Stool is there or not? Pus is there or not? Urine is there or not? Air, bile, mucus, all that stuff. Same thing what we have, they have. Only little slight difference in packaging. ये पैकेजिंग इंडस्ट्री का कमाल है, बाकी कुछ नहीं है. And sex does not lead to happiness, that we should hear. That will come to know through Saubhari Ayati pastime. Also, one should remember his vows taken during initiation. How many of you are initiated here? Yeah, so those who are initiated, we have taken vows in front of spiritual master, devotees, Lord, Yagyakund, means Lord in the form of fire, that I will follow the four regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. So one should remember one's vows. At least every day morning before beginning the chanting, the initiated disciple should remember his initiation vows. What I have promised in front of the spiritual master. And number one thing, I will chant Hare Krishna mantra and try to chant as attentively as possible. So, Guru Maharaj, I am trying to offer this chanting for your pleasure. Please accept me and accept the chanting. So, like that. In connection with the spiritual master, one should chant. Also, one should know that this kind of sexual things is not pleasing to Guru and Krishna. By knowing that they will be displeased. Many times we forget that Kamanda is like that. But if you remember, it won't be pleasing to my Guru and Krishna. So we'll resist from that. Also, we can meditate on Krishna's eyebrows, it is said. You have very nice eyebrows of your Sri Gopal ji. Golden eyebrows. So by meditating on Krishna's eyebrows, sex desire subsides. Better meditate on after effects of sex than sex. Why though? Not seeing the sense objects, seeing through the sense objects. Also, it is said by determination one give up sexual desire. Asankalpat jayat kamam. Great determination. That's how we stay with devotees so that our determination will build up. Because devotees don't engage themselves in sexual activities. Neglect the mind or tolerate these thoughts. Apuryamanam achalam pratishtam samudramapam pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamaye pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti na kama kamihi. The what number? 72? 72? Huh? 78th. Okay, 78th verse, last verse of second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Apurya Manam Achala Pratishtam. That ocean which is filled with so much of water, so many rivers gush in, bringing lakhs and lakhs of liters of water. But the ocean is undisturbed because it's already filled. Similarly, our heart should be filled with Krishna so that these sexual thoughts or any other thoughts come will be undisturbed. Mind becomes strong by philosophical discussions. We should have a lot of philosophical discussions amongst ourselves. सिद्धांत बोलिया चित्ते न कोरे आलस इहा हैते कृष्ण लागी सुदृढ़ मानस. As far as speaking the absolute truth or devotional philosophy is concerned, one should never be lazy, because by this kind of discussions on Krishna, यहाँ हैते कृष्ण लागी sudruda manas, mind becomes fixed on Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, those afflicted by sex should meditate on Shankhachud Vadha Leela. Krishna is killing Shankhachud, the what you call assistant of Kubera, and Kubera had given him one jewel which was there on his head. And when he came to Vrindavan, he saw Krishna and Balram enjoying with their respective groups of gopis. He became very envious. He wanted to enjoy gopis, so he took the gopis. He started driving them towards jungle for his own enjoyment. And gopis shouted, "Krishna, Balram, please protect us. We are yours. How can this fellow take us?" Then immediately Krishna ran behind that Shankhachud, running. He came very close. Shankhachud became angry. He dropped the gopis. He started running for life. Then Krishna immediately handed over the gopis to Balram, said, "Please take care, I'm coming." Krishna ran behind him, caught him, and killed him. Then he took out his jewel and gifted it to Balram. Balramji gifted it to Srimati Radharani. So thus Shankhachud Vadha was done by Krishna. So we should hear this pastime. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's recommendation. Those afflicted by sex should meditate on Shankhachud Vadha Leela. This is there in 10th canto. You can find out. It is in Rundavan only. So it will be in first 40 chapters somewhere. Also, he says that one should pray to Sanat Kumar to be protected from sex desire. This is in 6, 8, 17, Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Sanat Kumaro avatu kama kama Kamadevat, something like that. Yeah, these are the some of the thoughts. So any question on this? One more is there, I think. Yes.
So see, like developing determination and knowledge, these are like essential principles for controlling lust in long time. But like sometimes while we see in college and all, the immediate thoughts come, and like at that moment, what we can do? Prabhuji?
We can do pranayam. Yes. It controls the mind. It helps like that. And we can chant loudly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you loudly chant at the peak of your voice, all the Matajis will run away. And all the Prabhus will come running to you. Kya hua, bro? Kya hua? Be surrounding me and protect me. So fear, danger also went away and the protection also came. So always chant loudly. If you have little difficulty in voice, you can carry sound system. Nowadays portable sound systems are available. वो पॉकेट में रह सकता है. डेंजर जैसे बाहर आया तो तुरंत बाहर निकालने का, जोर से चिल्लाने का. तो कृष्णा विल वंडर, अरे क्या इक्विप्ड डिवोटी, फुल्ली इक्विप्ड डिवोटी. हाँ, जब भी माया आएगा कृष्ण के द्वारा प्रोटेक्शन लूंगा मैं. लाइक दैट. यस.
Prabhuji, when you said about the contemplation about the sense object and especially in this sextum, so when we are giving some philosophical discussion with junior devotee or some person to help him, so I seen that some contamination came by speaking on that topic.
Don't speak all the details, man woman relationship and all that. Just mention the point. Don't get into many details. You understand? Don't give sensuous description of the whole thing, otherwise you will be agitated. That is not how our acharyas present. They present in a pure fashion. Or focus more on positive side, chanting and that you can stress more to the devotees.
So it requires some qualification to speak on that topics or
Just if you're in the servant's mode, that serves the purpose. You should not have pride there. Pride comes before a fall. So we'll have sensuous attack on ourselves by pride. So remain humble. As humble servant, repeat it. Then you won't be agitated. But if you are proud that I am a great hero, then we'll be smashed.
So when speaking to younger devotees, especially to junior, so how should we proportionate that speaking about the Krishna glorification and finishing the Maya, or
That will automatically be taken care of. You can focus on more on positive side. If the negative side means that agitates you, better avoid that. Best is to read from Krishna book and other books, because the acharyas present very wonderfully. We may, while speaking, we may go off track and land up in trouble to some degree, isn't it?
and Prabhuji, this sex desire is it especially because of the misidentification with body?
Yeah, false ego only, na. Since false ego, I am become the male, and somebody of the opposite sex becomes female, and then there is something called lust. But if you are always on the platform of I am servant of Krishna, then there is no lust. जीव कृष्ण दास यही विश्वास कर ले तो और दुख नहीं. Sex is a big lust is a big dukkha, distress.
Prabhuji, in first canto, when there's description come of Sukadeva Goswami glorifying this.
He went naked and not got attracted.
Yeah, so Prabhupada there that Grasta has to differentiate between bodies.
She automatically differentiates, na. How will you produce children?
So means how he is identifying with body?
Grahastha?
Yeah, Prabhupada.
Because he identifies, na, I am Prabhu and she is the wife. उसके womb में तो बच्चा होगा ना. वैसे नहीं सोच रहा कि my wife will come and impregnate me.
So for this procreation of child is identifying with body, or he is in lower level according.
That is there by default, no.
Prithvi, we hear na that Gresta can also be pure devotee, like in pre.
Yeah, he can be. Vasudev also was not like some conditioned soul, sensuous person. He was liberated soul, and those girls tell also. No doubt, you are also liberated soul like your son, but you are a grahastha, whereas he is self-realized soul. He doesn't see the body, which you differentiate. गृहस्थ हैज टू डिफरेंशिएट ना, दैट्स हाउ ही कैन प्रोक्रिएट ना. उसको पता होना चाहिए ना कौन कौन चाइल्ड बेयर कर पाएगा. उसको पता है उसकी पत्नी ही बेयर कर पाएगी, तो उसको डिफरेंस करना पड़ता ही है कि वो पुरुष है और वो स्त्री है करके.
And Prabhuji, eyes mostly come on gross level or subtle level?
Which one?
Eyes.
Eyes are the gross senses.
But they act as a subtle because we try to restrain them, but they want to see the sense
That is
object.
mind, agitated mind, which creates trouble and all that. The mind is also backed up by false ego. Otherwise, if you look at the member of opposite sex also, there will not be a problem. If you have pure mind and no false ego. That's what Shukdev Goswami happened. Na? He looked at them fully, and what whole bodies were naked. There no clothes on their bodies. And the look is so innocent, doesn't matter only. There is absolutely no change in his body anywhere on subtle or gross level. He's completely sense control as well as self-realized. So he doesn't understand only. He doesn't see the naked body at all. He sees the soul within. समझ रहे ना? Just like we talked about X-ray vision, ना? Like a doctor, like I see your this body and मतलब कितने पतले दुबले पतले, और वो डॉक्टर देखता है इसमें कि नहीं ये तो ठीक है इनका, आपके इसमें बॉडी में प्रॉब्लम है, आपके रिब्स में एक कट है. X-ray vision reveals, isn't it? So one has to have that kind of thing. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, one online question.
Mm.
As we see in surrounding everything gross element, thing follows some particular law like gravity and etc. to perform action, but it seems that our desire, feeling, mind not follow certain fixed law.
Fixed law.
What are the law which our subtle element follows?
Which are the laws?
Which are subtle element follows? Subtle body, like
Subtle body is mind, intelligence, false ego.
what it follows subtle law. Like,
What rules they follow?
huh.
That depends on association mainly, isn't it? Sangha sanjayate kamaha. The mind will desire those things which we have associated with. And the intelligence also based on how what we have associated, and then discriminating power comes as much as we have been trained in that. The false ego also likewise. Association, all that matters. If we are in good association, then we'll, even if mind intelligence false ego may not follow a fixed pattern, but at least it will not go completely off track to sense objects and sense gratificatory satisfactions. It will remain within limits. All that we need to do is keep good company of devotees and practice Krishna consciousness sincerely. Then these things will be within limit.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, like in you said that anger comes in both passion and ignorance. Like when
Not both. It's a combination of the two.
like I read in Prabhupada's purport that anger is ignorance. So like how can I understand?
See, Prabhupada sometimes may not become very specific. So he may say it's in ignorance. Because the effect is in ignorance. Na? That's how he's kamandha. Na? He andha.
But anger is main. I mean, if passion and ignorance will take, I feel anger is more towards passion, no, Prabhuji. Like that thing comes towards passion only, no? It's less of ignorance. Like how it
As
comes
far
in
as
ignorance.
I have noted down, this was long 5-6 years back, but this is from Prabhupada's Veda base only. So there it says that it's a combination of the two. Because you can see destruction happens in anger. When he's clenched fist, then what he does? He pounds on someone and destroys his face or whatever. So the destruction means ignorance.
Madness kind.
Yeah, destruction is ignorance. No? Lord Shiva, what does he do? Destruction. That's how he personifies that ignorance. When contemplation If semen get gross from subtle, it means regulatory principle breaking. Yeah, in one sense, yes. That's why ideal brahmachari does not contemplate also. There are the 8 aspects of brahmacharya, na? Smaranam, Kirtanam, Keli. Anybody knows that sloka? 8. Smaranam, remembering the member of opposite sex. Kirtanam, speaking about women. Keli, I think. Huh? Anybody knows this sloka where it comes? I think in BKC, Brahmacharya and Krishna Consciousness book that is quoted or somewhere. Mm. Like that, 8 things are there. You might have been knowing, thinking about the opposite sex, talking with them, dallying with a woman. Huh? Huh? Prakshanam, Guhyam Akshanam. Prakshanam is looking at the opposite sex. Guhya Bhashanam, na? Confidently, means in seclusion talking to. Then? Sankalpa, making a resolve. I want to have sex now. So, and Sankalpa? Adhya? What is that meaning? So one is inner thought, resolve, but then now he's endeavoring to have sex. Then, and then physical act acting. What is the word? Kriya Nivritti. Yeah, and then going for it. So these are all 8 aspects of brahmacharya. So even thinking of women is not good. Because of the thinking of women only, the semen, it is in the subtle form in the body becomes gross. Like that. As much as deep contemplation, that much it will become very gross. And sometimes it can just come out from the body immediately. Yes. The more or deeper the contemplation, that much quickly, and it will become very gross. And it will come out of the body also, right there, while thinking only. So one should not allow to go to that degree. Yes. Any other?
How to overcome desire of newness or adventures in bhakti due to passion?
Newness.
New adventures. Like
How to avoid?
like how to overcome, yeah, how to avoid the desire
No,
to.
that is not required. If it is proper, we could give a shape to it also, but under a devotee's guidance.
One may feel it is like already repeated. I want something new to read, new principles.
Prabhupada, we cannot give up. We have to read his books daily, 1 hour minimum. So we should control our crazy mind that time. But apart from that, any other new idea comes, which we feel like if we give shape, it will be very helpful. We can consult our superiors and they say, yeah, this is a very good idea. Go ahead. We should go ahead. Prabhupada said that, what is this Mr. Lust? Just I will kick him with my boots on the face. Prabhupada is expert, whatever you call, boxer. So if anytime you feel lust is overpowering you, just shout, Prabhupada! अरे क्या हुआ? प्रभुपाद के शूज जबरदस्त है, उसका नामो निशान, हड्डी पसली एक हो जाएगा, भाग जाएगा वो. Our Raghunath Das Goswami in Manas Shiksha also suggests that if you find on the highway of bhakti, if these dacoits or robbers or thieves in the form of lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion catch you off guard alone somewhere to attack on you, somebody attacks lust or krodha, then immediately shout to the acharyas and they'll immediately come running like police come running. You have to shout. एकांत में है, आपको किसी ने हमला कर दिया, चोर ने वगैरह, जोर से चलो पुलिस, ऐसा जो भी, they will come running and these fellows will go. So like that we can shout to Prabhupada, come with your boots on. Prabhupada said, don't worry my dear child, I always wear shoes. Boots. मुझे पता है कोई ना कोई तो मेरा फॉलोवर लस्ट का शिकारी हो ही रहा होगा, तो मैं बूट्स को निकालता ही नहीं. रात को सो जाता हूँ तो बूट्स के साथ ही सो जाता हूँ. In the midnight, if some devotee cries, immediately उधर सोते सोते एक लात मारता हूँ मिस्टर लस्ट को. The Prabhupada is our savior. You are ever well wisher. Yes, any other?
Hare Krishna.
लस्ट सबका बहुत प्रिय है शायद.
Prabhuji, like
लस्ट का उद्धार हो जाएगा, इतने डिवोटी प्रेम करते हैं.
Prabhuji, like His Grace Radhesham Prabhu always tells like honest avoidance of opposite sex. Like because of what, by past life conditioning or what, I doesn't try intentionally, but generally while walking the eyes go here and there, and in the middle that I may see any matajar like that, but intentionally I am not seeing. But how I can develop that honestly avoiding, like
That will require proper chanting, reading, hearing, morning program, serving Vaishnavas by their blessings only. It will not happen overnight. It will take time. As much sincerely you do all these spiritual activities, that much quickly you will get rid of it. Okay.
Thank
Thank you for your honest question about honest avoidance of the opposite sex. Yes.
Prabhuji, I mean, we know that Prabhuji, I mean, the contemplation is wrong about opposite sex. But Prabhuji, I mean, we derive the pleasure also, Prabhuji, I mean,
That
passionate.
is because of our conditioned mind.
So, Prabhuji, how to stop this? I mean, we know that, I mean, Prabhuji, it is temporary, or I mean, it is, I mean, it will, I mean, lead my downfall only. But for that moment, Prabhuji, how to mean stop
That's
that?
what now. We already discussed this. So many solutions. You can shout to Prabhupada, pray to Sanat Kumar, pray to Madan Mohanji. These are in general. But most important is every day morning attending morning program strictly and in that chanting very attentively. As much as you endeavor in those 2 hours to restrict your mind, control, yato yato nischalati, and again focusing on holy name. As much as you endeavor, that much Krishna will bless you in the daytime and you'll be free from lust problem. But you remain lazy there in the morning time. Then daytime you'll become crazy. So don't be lazy in morning, else daytime crazy. Like sex will shake us at the root. It is said how the sex attacks, sex desire. It is like a powerful elephant in his trunk catching one plantain banana tree and shaking the trunk. It's not a banyan tree, plantain. Banana tree, what? Very weak. So powerful elephant with trunk is holding. क्या होगा उसका हाल? Like that, our whole existence will be shaken by sex desire, lust. That is the power of sex, means power of lust. So we should chant very nicely. If you feel that I am very lusty, I get tortured by lust, so much attack, then morning why don't you endeavor? But that is the solution. No? That means you are not having faith in the statements of the acharyas, of Haridas Thakur. And then you feel नहीं नहीं chanting से कहाँ जाने वाला है? मेरा सेक्स मेरा ही सेक्स, मेरा ही लस्ट है. जैसे मैं महान भक्त, वैसे मेरा लस्ट भी महान लस्ट. उसको कृष्ण बेचारे क्या कर पाएंगे? कृष्ण तो हताश हो जाएंगे. मैं तो कृष्ण से बड़ा, तो मेरा लस्ट कृष्ण की शक्ति से बड़ा. So that kind of foolishness we have. We have to have faith and we have to endeavor there. Just chant for next 1 month. Today is what? First, very good. So till 30th of April, 1 month you all try. Chant properly, clear pronunciation. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Clear pronunciation and hear attentively. If you chant too slowly, also mind wanders in between. So it should not be super slow also. Hare कृष्णा तक पहुंच ही नहीं पाया वो बेचारा, तो उतना भी स्लो नहीं. So little whatever, but clear pronunciation and hearing attentively, and you see after 1 month how much lust is reduced. It will sufficiently reduce. Our deficiency is not hearing. ध्यान पूर्वक न सुनना भी एक अपराध है. अपने आप को भक्त समझने वाले सभी, वैष्णव समझने वाले सभी भक्त को यह अपराध से बचना चाहिए, जिससे शीघ्र अतिशीघ्र अभिष्ट सिद्धि यानी कृष्ण प्रेम प्राप्त हो. At same, not to hear attentively is also offense. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must carefully guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. ना बोलते हैं कृष्ण प्रेम, लेकिन जप होते हैं नॉट हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण. Oh Krishna, why you come every morning in the form of holy name? This bead bag is the heaviest object in my life. ऊपर उठता ही नहीं हाथ. मैं तो गिरा ही हुआ हूँ, हाथ भी ऊपर नहीं उठता. तो ऐसे अधमरा भक्त कैसे जप करेगा, है कि नहीं? भगवान भी बेचारे बोलेंगे ये जप करने वाला है क्या? क्या झोप करने वाला है? So we should be enthusiastic to fight against Maya. Yes, any other lust? Miss, any other question about lust? ठीक है? All satisfied with lust? Miss, discussion on lust. All saturated with lust? Miss, saturated with the discussion on lust? Okay, so we'll end here then. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी. Also, one of the important things, we should take prasad before sunset, ideally, to conquer our lust, semen loss particularly. Because what happens, it takes 2.5 hours to digest, and before sleeping, food should have been digested, like that. Not that we take prasad and just half an hour, 1 hour we sleep. So it is not digested. The sleep doesn't become complete. Morning drowsiness, bowels are not cleared up. Then the drowsiness and so many problems. It's like a dangerous series. So starts with late night prasadam. So try to avoid. I hope I don't become the cause of it. Sorry for today's delay.